Hi everyone, welcome to Friday's maths lesson. So as normal, please can you write today's date, Friday the 29th of January 2021, and your skill, identify odd and even numbers into your book. Please pause the video, off you go. Okay, let's recap then. So, two friends would like to buy some sweets from the shop, but they want to share their sweets equally so that there are none left over. Which bag of sweets should they buy and how do you know? So you can have a go at sharing out the sweets in each of these on your whiteboard or on a piece of scrap paper and decide which one is best for them and how you know. Pause the video and off you go. Okay, well done. So hopefully you said that they should buy bag number 2 because it is an even number, so it can be shared equally between two people. Because 16 divided by 2 equals 8, so they would have 8 sweets each. The other bags would have sweets left over because they are odd numbers, because 15 can't be divided equally between 2 and neither can 11. So hopefully you said 16 was the bag of sweets that they should buy. Well done. Okay, today we are going to be exploring odd and even numbers. So I'd like you to think, what is an even number? So you can pause the video and talk to whoever you're with or have a little think, what is an even number? Okay, so an even number is a number that ends in 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. So an even number is a multiple of 2, so it's in our 2 times table, and we can evenly split it in half. For example, half of 4 is 2, so that means we're dividing it by 2 if we're halving something. Okay, let's count in 2s from 0 all the way up to 20, and knowing that these numbers are all of our even numbers. Ready? So we've got 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 and 20. Well done if you did that with me, good job. Okay, so you can pause the video again, and this time I'd like you to think about or discuss what is an odd number. So hopefully you said an odd number is a number then that ends in 1, 3, 5, 7 or 9. So they're the opposite, aren't they? So an odd number is not a multiple of 2, so it's not in your 2 times table, and it cannot be divided into 2 or split in half evenly. So can you think of an odd number between 0 and 50? So you can pause the video, tell your partner any odd numbers. You can think of more than one. How many odd numbers can you think of that are between 0 and 50? Well done. There we go. Okay, so look at the pictures below that represent odd and even numbers to 10. I'd like you to pause the video and have a little discussion. What do you notice about the pictures of the odd and the even numbers? So the even numbers can be put equally into groups of 2. So 4, for example, is an even number because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cupcakes, and they can be split into 2 groups. So we've got 2 here and 2 in this group, and there's none left over. So 4 is definitely an even number. But odd numbers can't be put into groups of 2. So for example, 5 is an odd number because we've got a group of 2 here, a group of 2 here, but we've got that extra 1 left over, so it's not going to be equally shared between 2, which means it is an odd number. Okay, I'm going to call out some numbers between 1 and 100, and I would like you to stand up if it is an odd number and put your hands on your head if it is an even number. Okay, are you ready? So stand up if it's an odd number and hands on your head if it's an even number. Okay, that's the hardest bit to remember. Right. 16. Okay, hopefully you put your hands on your head. 5. Did you stand up? Well done. 46. So it ends in a 6, isn't it? So it's got a hand on your head. It's an even number. 97. Oh, it's a big one, that one. But it is an odd number because it ends in 7, doesn't it? Which is one of our odd numbers. What about the number 25? Did you stand up? There's an odd number, well done. And let's go for the big one. 100. Is 100 an even number or an odd number? It is an even number. Well done. If you put your hands on your head, good job. So you could pause the video and play this game with somebody, either your partner if you're in school or somebody at home if you want to, if you've got time, or you could come back to it later on in the lesson. Okay, task 1 then. So I would like you to write 2 subheadings into your catch-up book. One heading will be odd numbers, so that's this one, and the other will be even numbers, which is this one, so you can underline it with your ruler as well. And then I'm going to show you a range of odd and even numbers, and I'd like you to write them under the correct subheading. Okay, so I'll go back. You can pause the video now and copy these 2 subheadings into your catch-up book. Okay, well done. So your first number is the number 68. So you can pause the video after each number so you have time to write it into your book, whether it's under an odd number or an even number, sorry. Okay, so 68 should be under even number, shouldn't it? Because it ends in an 8. 17, so pause the video. So 17 would go under an odd number because it ends in a 7. 32. Pause the video. Where does that go? So it's an even number, isn't it? It's a part of our 2 times table. It ends in a 2. 11. Hopefully you wrote that under odd numbers because it ends in a 1. It's got 1. 14. So 14 is an even number, isn't it? It ends in a 4. 13. So 13 is an odd number. Well done if you wrote that one in. 26. So it ends in a 6. We know it's in our 2 times table, so it's an even number. 30. So again, it ends in a 0, so we know that's an even number. 43. So 3 is not in our 2 times table, is it? So it's definitely an odd number. Well done. 52. Ends in a 2, so it must be an even number. 93. So it ends in a 3, doesn't it? So it's definitely an odd number. Well done. 76. So 76 is an even number, isn't it? Because it ends in a 6, which we know is in our 2 times table. And 55. Where would that go? So that would go in the odd number, under the odd number subheading. Well done. 79. 79 is an odd number. Well done. 80. So 80 is an even number, isn't it? It ends in a 0. Well done if you wrote that one. And 100, we just talked about this one. Where does that one go? Well done. That would go in your even numbers. And 9. Where would the number 9 go? In an odd number. 67. It is an odd number. Well done if you wrote that one in. 85. 85 is an odd number. Well done if you got all of those. So you can tick them if you got them right, and if you didn't quite get them right, you can correct it now as well. Or of course you can rewind the video if you need to. Okay, then we're going to move on to task 2. So if you need to rewind and just go over task 1, do that now. And if not, we are going to move on. Okay, task 2. You need to please solve the multiplication and division number sentences that are on the screen, and then draw a line with your ruler to show if it totals, if it equals an odd number or an even number, that should say. So you need to copy down 35 divided by 5 and you can work it out. You can use your resources, you can use the methods that we've been practicing in school, or if you know the answer, that's fine too. You can figure out, is that an even number or an odd number, and draw a line to whichever you think. So pause the video and have a go at that challenge now. Okay, so hopefully you said 35 divided by 5 is an odd number, because 35 divided by 5 is 7. 6 times 10 is an even number because it's 60, and we know that if that ends in 0, it's an even number. 18 divided by 2 then was an odd number. Can you tell me what 18 divided by 2 was? What did you figure out? It's 9. Well done if you used your bar model to figure that one out, or you shared some resources like we've been practicing into equal groups. 7 times 2 is an even number because 14 ends in a 4, which is in our 2 times table. And 50 divided by 10, what did you put for that one? It's an odd number because 50 divided by 10 equals 5, and 5 is an odd number, isn't it? So you can tick each of those if you got them right. Well done. And of course, as always, if you would like to correct them, if you didn't quite get them right, you can do that as well. Okay. Right, task 3 then. For your main task today, I would like you to make a poster either in your book or on a piece of paper, which you can then stick into your book, telling people what odd and even numbers are and what that means for division. So here are some examples. You can pause the video and have a closer look at these posters explaining odd and even numbers and take them as inspiration for your poster. And once you've done that, you can come back and we'll talk through our challenge and our final thought. Off you go. Okay, challenge time. So your challenge for this lesson is to look at these 3 digit cards. And I would like you to have a go at, for your first task, is to form the greatest 2-digit odd number. So greatest means what? Big or small? It means big. So the biggest number that you can make using only 2 of these cards, because it's a 2-digit number and it needs to be odd. So think about what that last digit will be. Then you can find the greatest, so the biggest 2-digit even number. So again, think about what it's got to end in if it's an even number. Then I'd like you to find the smallest 2-digit odd number. And then finally, the smallest 2-digit even number. Okay. You can pause the video and have a go at that now. Well done. Right, our final thought for today. Under this video on the website, there's a link. Under the video on the website, there is a link, and there's a game where you need to spot the odd and even numbers, and it's from Top Marks. So you can either copy the link on this video here, or the link should be underneath the video on the website, so you can just click that link. And you can select odd and even numbers 1 to 100, and then you can have a go at playing that game. And that is the final thought for today's lesson and to round up this week. So well done for all of your maths learning this week. You've all done a fantastic job, as always. We're very proud of you, so keep up the hard work, and I will see you later. Okay, goodbye.